Welcome back to the Tennessippi State's Only Challenge, and today, as long as everything goes well, should not be the final episode here of this series, and this series of series being the State Onlys. As we get going, we are currently 10-4 atop the AFC South, currently the second seed in the AFC. The only team above us right now are the Bengals, who have already clinched the playoffs, 12-2. If things don't end well for them, things end very well for us. We could see ourselves with that first round bye. But standing in the way of that are the Bills, the Cowboys, and the Lions. Now the Bills, they're trying to fight for their spot in the playoffs right now, mostly for a wild card selection. As for the Cowboys, they're trying to stay in the race / also looking for that wild card spot. Right behind them are the Lions. Every team that we face today as we begin are 7-7. They're going to be giving us their best so they make the playoffs. And for us, we're about a win away from clinching our spot in said playoffs. So let's get underway against the Bills. And it begins on defense. This is the side that we really need to step up today. We're around 27th for pass defense, as that's where they attack play one. Good breakup from Golson. Over the good stretch we had last episode, we actually saw our defense rise into the top 10, if not even inside the top 5 for rush defense. So we're doing better there. We just need that last little bit to step up as we corral them in the backfield. There's that top defense with a loss of 2. And it's good to see Charvarius Ward making that tackle. Was injured most of last episode, back to start this one. With a 3rd and long here, the Bills under pressure. It's a sack from both edge rushers, Williams and Dockery combined. But now it's time to see that offense head on out. Last year, we had 35 passing touchdowns here for Dak Prescott. He's already at 34 with 3 games to go. And to help him out, the running game has seen a spark with Jalen Wright returning. He only picks up 1 on first down, but will take the positive play. With motion towards the top here, Prescott throws across the middle and close to the first down, though about half a yard short is Knox. Now this is where having Wright back at running back gives us a little bit more flexibility. We go his way and he's got the first down plus about an extra 5. While we have one of the league's best, if not the best passing attack, it's nice to have a little bit of balance here. As they bring the pressure, Dak, he's got time. And it gets picked off diving. It was slightly behind Hyatt. And Brandon Stevens with a clutch play for the Buffalo Bills. That one nearly was just incomplete. Buffalo into plus territory on one play, though, a 3rd and 1. They pick up the first down with Ron Young. 7 more back to Brayton there. Moving inside the 35, another 3rd and 1. 9 yards go to Dalton Kincaid, and a good spot to jump in. Now Dak has had issues with turnovers here and there. That was his 11th interception on the season. Defense, most of the time, has done well enough to limit points off of those turnovers. Though in order to do that here, we'll have to force a field goal or get our own turnover. With a 2nd and 8, a handoff, Williams chases him down. Now one thing to note for this defense, we do not have Pittman, our leading linebacker. So we're going to see a little mix of Gay, Woods, and honestly a handful of other guys. With a 3rd and 6, we'll look to pass. Under pressure, dumping off, got the first down to London. Actually, no, check that. Brayton just looks very similar to Drake London, that star dev up at the top. As we're closing down inside a minute here, first quarter, under pressure again, but a well-thrown ball. Buffalo Bills capitalize off the pick from Stevens. Collier puts them in front. And as we get into the second quarter, it was a 2nd pick from Dak. The Bills set up back on offense with a deep ball. It is caught by Brayton. He already has 70 yards on the day and 7 points. No, that is London. Okay, well then why are you topping up Brayton? Probably because Brayton is the quarterback. Yep, that is a simple solution to that. Drake London going off. Brayton throwing good passes. That cleans that up inside the red zone then. Under pressure, it's Deo and Dockery. If only we were seeing as good of plays from the offense. 2nd and 17. We got motion from the top. Clean pocket. Across the middle. Big hit. Held on to. That was Woods. The former safety drafted at safety has played sub linebacker for us with the hit. 3rd and 14. A chance to force a field goal. They go screen. Good blocking. Shaking one, but not going to get by Gay. Well, ultimately, it will be a field goal attempt, but possibly 10 points off of turnovers. We're gifting the Bills an early lead here in this one, and they've capitalized. But with Dak's early struggles in this one, we're going to jump into the next drive. We got about 5.5 minutes left in the first half. We've got to find a touchdown. Start with a run, gain a 1. But what we've seen from Dak is mostly really clean games. He's just had a few, about 3 or 4 games with multiple interceptions. One of which I think is worst was when he had 4 interceptions as DK upended, but he does get the first. What we really need from Dak from here on out, just clean play. Deliver the ball to your open receivers. We don't need anything fancy. As Wright takes the handoff, he gets 2. Bills run defense pretty stingy here early on, which we are a passing team, so we'll let that work for us here as long as Dak throws clean passes. Motion up top, A.J. Brown makes a stack up there. As he goes to Brown, he shakes 1, not going to get by the 2nd. Stamper with the tackle. And they'll leave us needing 3 here on 3rd. A.J. Brown lone up top. We got 2 receivers and Knox down to the bottom. Going to motion up Hyatt towards the top, essentially switching the strong side for us. Going up top, we've got the first down with Hyatt. That time ball placement in front of him, and it's not the pick like we saw that first drive, which really changed the course of this first half. With a spread look, make it an empty look here. We motion out the running back. Dak under pressure, good pickup from the lineman. Dak rumbling and sliding down safely, gain of 7. Not too bad for the 35, if not 36-year-old quarterback. Possibly one more play here before the 2-minute warning. Hyatt in motion. As we go jet sweep, he tries to cut it back. We had better blocking up top. He's done that the last few times we've attempted that play, which honestly is unfortunate because Wright has done well in his assignments on it. 3rd and 4. Knox up top, 3 down to the bottom. As we go play action, going up top, we find Knox with that first down inside the 30. As mentioned, we've got to end this drive in the end zone. We're at the 26. Going to send Metcalf up top. 1:44 and now counting. Prescott throws to the flat. He's got A.J. Brown with a gain of 8. So far, good drive. Cross your fingers, knock on wood, that stays the same. Trips up top, though, going to motion DK back down to the bottom. Kind of the opposite of what we ran the prior play. As Prescott escapes to throw it away. I'll take that all day, every day over those interceptions, at least if it's not on 3rd or 4th down. With a 3rd and 2 here, got to convert. We got Hyatt down to the bottom. They rush 4. Going up top, and an extremely risky play. Honestly, we got to feel lucky they did not pick that one off. A 4th and 2. The offense is staying out here. With 2 to the left-hand side, they've got Hyatt in motion. They do snap the ball off in time. They fake the jet sweep, and Wright pushes forward for that first down. Risky. But they're trying to make sure they clinch the playoffs here today. Walking the safety down to that right-hand side. Prescott making changes with the blocking. 2 stay to the left. Letting the play develop a little bit. They've got Wright to the outside, who will gain about 3 and get out of bounds. Again, just want to make sure we're playing a clean game from here on out. Turnovers early kind of buried this team as Prescott can't escape the pocket. Good rush from the Bills. I'll end up crediting Gary with the sack. Under 45 seconds now to stay to the right-hand side. Prescott in pistol. Going with a roll. They've got an open target. And a touchdown for Jonathan Mingo on 3rd and goal? Maybe? We might have had a little bit more to go. But either way, we end this drive with the much-needed touchdown. And what makes it even better is going through halftime, we get possession to start. A chance to erase those early turnovers. A.J. Brown nearly slipping away there. But we'll take the gain of 7 on 1st down. With 2 up top, 1 down to the bottom. Going to motion A.J. Brown to the backfield here. As we hand it off right down the middle. He shakes by Bates, gets the first down, and gets down. Starting to see the running game open up a little bit more here. That's what we want. Use the passing game to set up the run. Normally it's the opposite. Prescott throws through the hands of DK. He still is very hit or miss on if he's going to make the plays for us or not. 2nd and 10, more motion is DK. He's going to drop the ball. We're going to make him run. Blitz brought by the Bills. Throwing, open target, spinning, knocks down to the 4. Big play from the tight end, setting us up goal to go. Bunch up top, Brown to the bottom. Prescott going up top, back to Knox, and he might actually lose a yard on that. Stamper with a quick tackle. Might need to let that play develop a little bit more. Empty set here, 2nd and goal. Prescott, quick throw, wide open, Hyatt. Tennessee Titans storm back from down 10-0. They take a 14-0 lead. Prescott with a nice lofted throw finds his receiver. But a 3rd interception from Dak Prescott following a 3-and-out from the defense. This is one of those games where we're just racking up those turnovers. Momentum was on our side for a short bit. A 3rd and 5 defense with a lucky drop does get the stop as we start the 4th. So I want us to come out here and just have a slow, methodical drive, kind of drain the defense. As Prescott is going to look to throw, he goes to the flat, and that's broken up. Bills have played very tight in coverage most of this game. We've gotten lucky in a couple throws. Got to find ways to open things up a little bit as we go empty set here, 2nd and 10. Prescott, plenty of time, finds Brown, and he gets out of bounds. Good news is at this point of the game, that clock is still going to roll for us. Inside 7.5 minutes left in this one, only up by 4. We're going to need at least 3 yards on this play. Prescott going downfield, and he's got his target. Brown, back-to-back plays. Really, this has been a battle of defenses. Dak Prescott just around 150 throwing. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. As he goes up top for Wright, about a gain of half a yard at most. And honestly, that keeps the clock moving, so we'll take it. 2 up top, 2 down below. Sticking with a lot of spread look here, and of course motion. DK down below makes it a stack. Prescott throws to him on the drag, turning up and getting chopped out, but he picks up the first. Gotta love how people try to tackle DK like he's a big body tight end. Though there was an injury on that play, so the clock does stop. Wright busts through 2, if not 3 tackles to pick up 8. Strong running. 2nd and 2 at the 42. With an I formation here, we bring out Foot the fullback. Play action. Dak throws, open target, Hyatt down inside the 25. Big play there to wide receiver 2. Of course, he did have that touchdown that gave us the lead. Another touchdown would make this thing a little bit more comfortable. As we got motion yet again, A.J. Brown into the backfield. Dak with a pump fake, letting things develop. Open target and touchdown. Knox rushes that one in. And we have taken that 2-score advantage here in the 4th quarter. Well, following a 26-yard grab from Drake London, Bills trying to answer quickly here. About 3.5 minutes left. They are inside the 25, going with a handoff and quickly met by Williams. Ends up being a loss of 1 on the play. Going right back to it. Hurry up offense here. Brayton throws down to the bottom. He's got London turning up. He gets the first down, but he does not get out of bounds. So that clock is going to roll inside 3 minutes. We rush 4. Lofting throw. Kincaid draws this one back to a field goal game. Though actually the offense staying out there to go for 2 here. They actually need the 2-point try to make it said field goal game. Brayton throws and incomplete. A 5-point game here, 2:41 left. And surprisingly, they kick it away. No onside attempt here. They're going to challenge our running game. We are without Wright here. That injury mentioned on our previous drive was Wright. It's not a big injury. He's just out for the rest of this game with a turf toe. So we're going to have to rely on apparently a little bit of some passing, and Evans back in at running back. Good news is play 1 picked up 7, so as the 2-minute warning hits, we need just 3 for a fresh set of downs. Prescott hands it off, and Evans Picks up about 2. First timeout from the Bills. We got to make sure we have it here, and it's an empty set. Please motion someone into the backfield, hand it off. No, Prescott will throw. Open, dropped by Gainwell. That is huge. But coach keeps the offense out here. 4th and 1, very risky. Hard count from Prescott, no one jumps. Hard count again, no one jumps. Third time the charm? Not really. Foot jumps, we will punt. But it ends up being a fantastic punt down at the 1. They'll have to get out of their own end zone here. Quick tackle, Waller and Dockery. Lippett only manages 5, but they don't have to stand in their end zone to snap it. Brayton throws up top. They got a first down, turning down the sideline. Wood sprints over. He drags them down at the 36. Big play. They're still in their own territory, though. They got 1 timeout left. Down by 5. They've got to have a touchdown here, and here comes Williams. I believe 2 sacks on the day, maybe a sack and a half. Big. We haven't seen him get too many sacks of late. And breaking the tackle, spinning off and getting up to the 40. Finally dragged down by Emerson. Well, the Bills slow their own momentum there with the timeout, their final timeout of the game. As they're looking to pass here, pressure from Deo. We pick up a big sack, leaving 4th and 17. 4th and game here for the Bills. As they spin, throw, wide open, down inside the 30. They'll maybe have time for one final play. They've got to snap it here quickly, and they do. No time remaining. He's scrambling around, sack, fumble, scooped up by Deo. He can just get down, but he's looking for some points here. Can't outrun 63. But that win might just seal our spot here into the playoffs. Did we make it a lot closer than it needed to be there? Well, yes we did, but that is what this team is all about. The close game, big plays at the end. Prescott gets away with a turnover-ridden performance. And boy, oh boy, does that look nice. We clinch the playoff with that win. And on top of that, the Bengals actually lost in their previous game, so that means we are even closer to possibly taking over the Bengals and being a 1 seed. The difficult part for us here is we played the Bengals this year and we lost 36-34. So we're really a game and a half behind them. We have to win out. And the Bengals, they might just have to lose out for us to jump in front. It's not impossible. Their opponents that they have remaining are the Browns and the Ravens. The Ravens, they're trying to clinch their playoff berth, so they're going to put together a really good performance, we hope, against the Bengals. The Browns, however, that's not a very good game. So this next one is really going to indicate whether we have a chance at that first round bye or not. So let's start this one off with a little bit of a quarter sim. Cowboys do take a lead here to start the game, 7-0. Though we answer to start the second quarter, they go down and score, we go down and score, they go down and score, and the halftime hits, and it's 21-14. So they're giving a really strong performance here. 7-8 trying to find a way back into the playoff picture, but with 2 straight scoring drives that only manage a field goal, it is 21-20. Cowboys still up here as we head into the fourth quarter. So we're going to slow things down from here. 2-yard rush leaves 3rd and 6. 25 yards to Tyron Turner. Defense did well in the third quarter to not give up any more points. Well, we need a turnover to keep that trend going. As they're letting that play clock roll all the way down. Play action, throwing down to the bottom, finding their target with a gain of 7. Weird seeing someone wear 82 that's not Jason Witten here in a Cowboys uniform. That just seems wrong to me. Gain of 7 though, with 2 up top, 1 down to the bottom. A tight set here for the Cowboys quarterback. Quick throw, it gets picked off. Willie Gay, we take over at the 20-yard line. Big play from the linebacker. And I will buy our offense a little bit more time here for the go-ahead score. Field goal would do so. We start with Wright, who finds a little bit of a lane, though not much space. 12 rushes, 35 yards. Seems like that's just been the case the whole game today. So 2nd and 9, do we look to air it out then? We got motion from DK, leaving 2 down to the bottom. Prescott under pressure, bails backwards and loses massive yardage. It's Kenny Clark. Prescott takes the big hit there from the big fella. 3rd and 19, a spread empty look here right at the top like a tight end. Prescott letting things develop here. He steps up to run, and he slides before he even gets back to the original line of scrimmage, so that drive goes nowhere. Now, the unfortunate part here, as updates were scrolling around the bottom, is we have not seen the Bengals play yet, but a loss here, that puts it out of the picture for us to even make that first seed possible. Nice tip away here from Willie Gay, had the previous interception. 11 yards, a 3rd and 9, a crucial down here. And they just get 5. Now, do they go for it on 4th? No, they do punt it away with 3 minutes left. We will come out here and control this drive. The OC hasn't done a great job in these late game scenarios, so hopefully we can do ourselves justice. Well, the right tackle does not. Hendrickson with a sack. Already a loss of 7 here, as we've got to find at least a point. Going with the screen here, right. Just back to the line. 3rd and 17. Got to give some credit, though, to the defender. He made a heck of a play. And we're already inside the 2-minute warning here, needing a big conversion. As we're letting things develop, we've got Knox, and a beautiful throw from Prescott. Down to around midfield, actually passing midfield. He's hyped, I agree, but we got to get right back on to work here. 1.5 minutes remaining. A little bit of some play action. Going back to Knox, off his hands, dove out for it. Unfortunately, he just couldn't bring it in. 1:25 here. We just need that field goal, so not that much further that we have to go. Get motion from DK. As we look to dump it off to him, he'll pick up about a gain of 7. Offense in, hurry up. We'll get on back to it, keeping with a 2 spread look. Safety goes to the left-hand side. Got DK in motion. They flip where the safety was headed. Trying to let things develop under pressure, and that is an incomplete pass. Though if you showed me that highlight, I would suggest it was probably a fumble. Not the case, though. 4th and 3. Hard count, no one jumps. Prescott, he's got motion from right. Going to that left-hand side. Stop route, just hits Hyatt. That was a close one. It did not look like initially he was going to have that stop. It looked like Hyatt was going to keep running. I mean, there was open space. You got to run the route that your quarterback expects. Gain of 3. We now have the Cowboys taking timeouts here as they know we are in field goal range. 49 seconds left. Right. Cuts back to the right-hand side. Takes a big hit. Final timeout called. And all the Titans have to do here is put this ball in the middle. Let that clock roll down. And send out your kicker. Right takes it right to the middle here for 4th and 6 at the 31. And the kick is up and short. Elliott missed the field goal. And the Cowboys remain up here with limited time left. Would hate to break the 4th wall here. I didn't know that they took out the fact that you could hold down and then just let the clock roll while you were already set up. Entirely here on coach. Good news for us is it doesn't entirely mean we miss the playoffs. Could mean that we miss a chance on getting that first round bye. With a run to the outside, going nowhere. 2nd timeout called, 15 seconds. Gotta be aware, though, of a pass. They do hand it off. And we'll call a timeout. We'll get the ball maybe 10 seconds left with no timeouts. It's actually going to be a little less time. 7 seconds. You might have to have a touchdown on this play or get at least inside the 40 as Brown is denied. A Hail Mary attempt, and it is Prescott staying in at quarterback with 85 throw power. Again, not to break the fourth wall, definitely told him to put in Joe Milton. This ball is out, and it's well short of the end zone, swatted down. Unless the Bengals also lose that game, I really don't think there's now a chance for us to be that first round bye. And of course, the Bengals would actually lose that game. And that would have opened the door for us to possibly take it in the final week 18. But we lost that game. We actually dropped to the 3rd seed. 2nd seed New England takes over from us, as they're also 12-4. So potentially it could even be New England. But with us losing to Cincy, us separated here by a game, there is no chance, even if they lose and the Patriots lose, that we could take that spot, because we are a game and a half back from them. Really unfortunate. Now that I'm thinking about it, it makes sense. That's not going to be in the game anymore. In previous Maddens, yeah, you tap and then you tap again, but if you hold that second tap, then you're fine. It'll just wait and then it'll automatically kick with like 3 seconds left on the play clock. They changed it, though you could switch it back in the settings. But with the new one that you have to like click and hold already, there is obviously not going to be a way for it to actually hold and wait. So yeah, messed that one up. I take that one full-heartedly. We were set up to win that game, and we could have possibly been the 1st seed with that. But we're going to get on into the final game here against the Lions, and considering there's really not any playoff implications here, we're already in the playoffs, it's just pure seeding, first round bye is out of reach, we might put in some of the backups to make sure we keep guys healthy for the playoffs. And to get us going here in the final week, we've got Joe Milton at quarterback. Pretty much everyone has been rotated outside the left side of the offensive line, as Milton finds a big strike. That's Belton all the way into plus territory. He's going to play the slot today. He was the receiver we drafted, moved him to tight end, and then this year put him back over at receiver. We're also going to have Evans be the primary running back, Base being the primary tight end. As it opens up pretty well there, they got a first down with Evans. Offense actually moving a little bit smoother than I would have expected. We got Tillman as well as Jonathan Mingo out there at receiver. Running the ball, working out pretty well so far, gain of 4. That gives Evans a combined 16. We'll see a little bit of Gainwell as well at running back. With a bunch down to the bottom. Now an empty set here for Joe Milton. They rush 4. He throws to the flat. Getting the first down is Mingo. Again, I wish we ran a little bit more 4 spread, because Mingo should be out there. He's played very well with the opportunity, and was that a one-hand grab from Jonathan Mingo going across the middle? Well, unfortunately, we won't be able to check it out, but what a play from Mingo. Now 2nd and 4 with an empty set. Milton throws, and he finds Gainwell short of the line to gain, leaving us about a yard and a half. We do bring out Foot, the fullback. Evans back in at running back. Milton play action. Throwing, touchdown! We find Cedric Tillman into the end zone. A really smooth drive from the backup offense in week 18. And actually, we do have the play saved here, so we can go back and look. Jonathan Mingo on the crossing route in between 2 of his own players, tight end and former tight end, one-hand grab. What a play from Mingo. And hopefully the defense carries some of that momentum on over again. Every spot has been rotated outside of one of the linebackers in the base package. Woods is going to see some playing time. There was pressure broken up downfield. 30, I believe that is the rookie safety. Actually, no, check that. That's Taylor, the corner. He's been on the team for a few years. He really hasn't seen much of any playing time. So, I mean, use your time to shine here. 2nd and 10. As they'll continue looking to throw the ball. Pressure again. This time they find their dump off. I believe that is Taylor indeed. But for an offense that has a superstar at quarterback and a running back, they are only 7 and 9. Tight shotgun look here. They hand it off Taylor. He's got the first down and more. Safety comes over to chop him out, Richardson. Of course, we know what Richardson can do at safety. Wearing 32, he started for a year. He made some big hits, just didn't do much in coverage. Big hit again. Richardson jars that one away from Jerry Jeudy. Also had tight coverage from Taylor. who helped break that one up. 2nd and 10, a heavy set with 2 tight ends at the top. They hand this one off, and they trucked through Campbell, 45. But his fellow defensemen rallied, no gain. 3rd and 10 here at the 43. Trips up top, 1 down to the bottom. Play action. Herbert throws wide open. They got the first down and more. About a gain of 25. That time we let McLaurin loose. Left him just uncovered. That's just a blown play from the second defense. And shot towards the end zone, making up for it that time. 20. Not going to keep making guesses here at numbers, but maybe that is the safety we drafted. Either way, it's a 2nd and 10 here at the 16. I-form will be a deep drop. Herbert has his target down to the 1. Richardson has always been good in the tackle. He makes the play there. At least touchdown saving. 1st and goal. They hand it off to their Taylor. He's denied at about the 1. Virgil ends up meeting him. They give him a little bit of some forward progress at about the half-yard line. It's a strong eye. Back to Taylor, and he can walk in the 2nd go. Lions march down the field and answer. Now jumping forward here, next possession, but a couple minutes into the 2nd quarter, and we are back into plus territory. Milton has the 2nd offense rolling. Gainwell motions down to the bottom. They rush 4. Milton throws up top. He finds Cedric Tillman, his 3rd catch of this drive. Of course, he also had the touchdown to finish the last drive for us, as we are inside the red zone looking for another. Motion here, Mingo, make it a stack to the bottom. Milton with a rush this time. We pick it up. Dumping it off, he finds Mingo. That completion puts Milton at 100, perfectly passing. With 2 down the bottom, motion going to add another as Tillman goes to the backfield. They rush again. We throw. Touchdown! Jonathan Mingo. Joe Milton and the 2nd team offense are rolling in Detroit. We take a 14-7 lead, and we jump forward just outside the 2-minute warning here. A chance at yet another touchdown. Milton, though, he takes a shot as he released it. We did go through a drive each, both for the defense and the offense. Now the side went anywhere. Defense went again, got a quick stop. Now the offense with an opportunity. But now they're struggling to move the ball. An injury here at the 2-minute warning. Always hate to see that, especially for the Lions, who this is probably their last game of the season. Hopefully it's not a big injury. 3rd and 9 here for Milton. He's got Tillman in motion. They send the blitz. Milton throws, and off the hands of his receiver. Oh, Phillips definitely had a chance to grab it himself. 4th and 9. Offense stays on out because why not? Definitely got a guy to jump. They don't call it. And this time we get the catch to Jonathan Mingo. In a week that doesn't really matter for us what happens, we're going to go for it with times like that just to see a little bit more here from some of the players who haven't made it onto the field regularly. Quick throw again from Milton back to Belton, and they got a gain of 7. Both teams do have 3 timeouts. No one using them yet as we're down to the 32. Joe Milton, he's trying to escape the pocket. He breaks a sack. He's got the first down, sliding down at the 27. And honestly, he could have kept his feet there and probably gained a lot more. Takes a safer play for himself. As play action here to follow, Milton throws. And a big hit to save the touchdown. Belton down to the 3. He gets belted in the process. The coach will call a timeout to let everyone recoup after that. 58 seconds left. We're down to the 3. Handing this one off. Gainwell takes it around the corner. And he's got another touchdown here. 3 touchdowns on 4 drives for the offense, 2. But the defense too giving up a drive here, and they do give up a field goal with what was about 40 seconds at most. Detroit does use up all their timeouts. They make it 21-10. And for them, as they start the second half with possession, really big. They hit on 2 near 20-yard plays here to start off this second half. Tipped away. Good recovery, Richardson. He's like, Coach, I heard you talking about my coverage skills. Have improved, and it looked like he has there. 2nd and 10, they get motion, though still going to keep the back empty. A good little swing, though. He shakes one. Close to the first down goes Jerry Jeudy. Perhaps a little bit of personal revenge for that big hit he took earlier in this game. 3rd and inches. Do they hand this one off to Taylor? No, Herbert will look to throw, and they got the first down. Soft coverage from Dantzler up top leaves the quick slant open. The 1st and 10 then at the 10. They might have a millimeter for a fresh set of downs prior to the goal line. The rookie DT there, Kelly, to help get the stop. Really haven't got to see much of any of the backup for the defensive line this year. The main guys have just been so good. Going to see a little bit of Crumedy and Kelly as they go back to Taylor. Linebackers get the stop. Virgil there yet again. Did see a little bit of Reynolds, the outside of the line, help get the stop. 3rd and 6, double A gap look. Back up into coverage. Herbert, he's going to look to scramble. And just late to react was the entire right side of the defense. Herbert draws this game close, make it 21-17 thanks to that field goal late in the first half. And on top of it, they even hit the 2-point try, so they make it a field goal game then, 21-18. And they take the lead their following possession. Jerry Jeudy on a 3rd and 1 goes 60 yards. And in a near instant, they've overcome a massive deficit. So after our offense has maybe had the ball here for 2 minutes, the entire second half, we're in here about 6.5 minutes left in the 4th. Detroit now the one in charge of this one. Campbell, you want to try to tackle someone? I mean, Herbert ran right at you. He gave you a chance. So maybe we're seeing a little bit more why the defense is the second team rather than the offense, who, again, have scored on 3 of their 5, maybe 6 possessions. Still pretty good. Campbell then gets a hit in on Herbert a little bit late, no flag. This defense, they've got to pick up a stop here, get the ball back to their offense, who, again, has scored on at least 50% of their drives. Though Lions taking their time before each snap, throwing open target. They get their tight end to the 41. That's Michael Mayer. He had the 2-point conversion earlier in this one, nearly the touchdown down to the goal line. With a 1st and 10, they got him in motion. Zig motion back down to the bottom. Herbert, he's got time in the pocket. Throws, but through the hands of Taylor as Taylor breaks it up. A little bit of some Taylor on Taylor action for you. The NFL's gotta love that if it was only a different Taylor. 2nd and 10. Bunch. Herbert, clean pocket, throwing, wide open, 1st down. The second defense here showing they can hit. It's just actually getting quick tackles and coverage that they seem to struggle with. So what kind of motion is that from Mayer? I think he's got to go use the restroom. 2nd and 9 as they just pick up 1. He seemingly are at least doing a good enough job against Jonathan Taylor. Not so much anyone else. 2nd and 9 as we're approaching 3.5 minutes now. This has already been a 3-minute drive. And Mayer, he's got to get to the locker room soon. As they throw, slipping the tackle, Campbell can't bring him down before the 1st down is reached. So another set of downs here, already up by 4. They need at least a field goal to make this a touchdown game. Herbert throwing, picked off, 56, Chavez. He's one of the backup middle linebackers with potentially a game-saving play. We get the ball back to the offense for only the 3rd time in this second half. And you know we're jumping out here. Let's run a drive with Joe Milton. Got 3 receivers to the right-hand side, going to motion over Tillman. We got 3 minutes left here to take a lead. As Belton gets a step, ball placement off. Now, of course, we also have the ability to scramble around with Joe Milton, so keep that in our back pocket here. Under 3 minutes, got to make sure we're moving the ball, but pass rush around the left side. And that's around one of the new starters here in Miller. Was a former starter at center. He's now playing tackle. And diving catch, Belton. Couldn't get to it the previous time. He does that time, and we hit the 2-minute warning. A massive conversion on 3rd and 20. Now we just got to find our way into the end zone here. 2 minutes left. We do have 3 timeouts. So do our opponents. Milton. He fumbles. Diving on it is the offensive lineman. Believe that is Guyton. That's also one of the problems we have with Joe Milton. He's been a turnover machine during his time starting. Open receiver to the right-hand side. We've got Tillman, who's going to get 7. He also does get out of bounds for us, so that stops the clock, 1:40. They're playing a little bit of off coverage here. 4-down territory for us late on in this game. As they bring the blitz, throwing, Milton finds Tillman off of his back foot as well. Really big play from Milton under pressure. Just put that where it needed to be. Now he's motioning out to the right-hand side, chucking it deep back for Tillman, who can't hold on. He made a good adjustment onto the ball, but the corner just played him perfectly. Not necessarily the ball. Back under pressure, Milton is sacked. The left side not holding up well here for Milton this drive, so we might need to make sure we keep a little bit extra protection back here. 4-down territory, don't got to get it all here, but we do need to get a good chunk. Going out to the right-hand side here, he doesn't get the block from Belton. A 4th and 13 then. As again, Milton making some changes here at the line. A little bit of a hard count. No one jumps. 4th and long, and a big grab from DK. He checks into this game. He says, "Coach, let me at him." Gets a big conversion there. As we move inside, 30 seconds left. Still have those 3 timeouts. Might need to look to use them following these plays. As his back up for DK. Off his hands, off his back, and onto the turf. Not able to make the splashy grab that time. Now 17 seconds. We do call our first timeout, just to make sure we got everyone out here. And getting it to the outside, Evans gets the catch. It's only a gain of 1. Lions trying to hold on to this game here. Their final game of the season. Joe Milton, he's trying to ruin it for him. Open target across the middle. He finds base. First down, final timeout called, 6 seconds. Gotta find the end zone here. Maybe time for 2 plays if we leave enough time. Good coverage and getting that ball out before the sack. Now the final play of the game. Touchdown or bust. Empty set here for Milton. As they throw, Tillman tipped away. Good job from the Lions here in their final game to storm back. They were down 21-7 at one point. They went on to score 18 unanswered points, and they kept their offense off the field for a majority of that second half. Good win for them. We head on into the playoffs as we give our starters as much rest as possible. Now, while we definitely took our time to do it, we can go ahead, hit this next week, move to wild card weekend, and we know our season is not done yet. We do face the Colts at least one last time. We swept them this season. They stuck just behind us to make it on into the playoffs. As for what the final standings look like, Cincinnati did end up losing again in their final week. So did the Patriots. That makes that missed field goal even worse for us. We do not make it there. We could have been the 1 seed. We would have obviously played the starters in week 18, but it was fun to see some of those young guys, or depth guys at least, make some big plays for us. New England is the 2nd seed. Miami makes the playoffs going 9-8. Buffalo Bills just out of it 8-9 with us beating them in week 16. That was kind of their downfall. As for other AFC North teams to make it, Baltimore Ravens, they do make the playoffs going 10-7. Chiefs make it for the AFC West going 9-8. And obviously ourselves and the Colts make it for the AFC South. As for the NFC, Saints are the 1 seed, Seahawks 2, they take on 7th seed Panthers. 3-6, Commanders and Rams. Then 4-5 are the Bears and Buccaneers. So next time, we move into a one or done situation here. Any of these playoff episodes could be the final episode of all states only challenges, so make sure you do not miss it. Hit the bear icon on the bottom right or scroll down at the sub button and definitely tap that bell icon. This series every single Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, college football. And that series going very well here, season 3 with the Stanford Cardinals, so make sure you check that as well. As next time, we're going to the playoffs.